Our next speaker is a logistics professional specializing in supply chain management of FMCG products and consumable durables. Has expertise in implementation of material resource planning as systems architect and core functional head. He has been instrumental in successfully organizing various out-of-the-box, or shall we say, through-the-box, Toastmaster events for the past 4+ years. His talk relates to defining broad parameters required for organizing events that specifically focus on networking, bonding, and social interaction. This session will also let the audience relate to systematic usage of stages and steps learned through the speaker's practical experiences to organizing events. And finally, the session shall have a critical look at the pitfall and failures that affect organizing of the events and the modus operandi to minimize them. With small ideas that spark big events, put your hands together for DTM Anil Menon.
These are the small sparks that ignite or start big events. Good evening, Bahrain.
Good evening.
Today, we gather here to give you some ideas on how just those sparks, the ones which I showed you, ignites into bigger events. When we are born, there's a birthday party which gets celebrated. Birth of the child. As you grow older, your 15th year birthday, when you are 18, when you are 21, time when you get engaged, time when you get married. There are a lot of parties which takes place. It all comes on your timeline. And this is because somebody wants to celebrate it. There's bonding, socialization, networking. These are the basic things which we require as human beings. Man is a social animal, and we need all this to get together. But then have you ever thought how these events are organized? Just doesn't happen. But now, today I'm going to tell you a few things of how these events work. These events are something which has been very close to my heart. Last 4 or 5 years, I have been one of the key components to be precise in organizing events. We had some speakers come across here. I handle logistics. We had some event for Toastmasters, but before I go into this, there's a story of a lady who had a beautiful daughter. That's when the girl fell in love. They decided it's time for marriage. And then the date for the marriage was fixed. Once the date of the marriage was fixed, like all mothers, a lot of invitation cards were made. We didn't have WhatsApp or internet at that time. These cards, once they were made, it was to invite people. But then on the day of the wedding, nobody turned up. Quite sad. You know why? The mother forgot to post the invitation card to people. They all knew there's a wedding, but nobody came. You didn't invite anyone. Events are something which normally start from spark. You have a right spark, you have the best event that can ever happen. For Toastmasters, we organized the bowling event, which happened 3 years back. I initiated this along with Nagendra. Is Nagendra around? Okay, Nagendra was there. How did it start? It's me and him, we went to a bowling place. I liked it, and he told me, Menon, come again for next time. You'll enjoy it more. My second visit, I enjoyed it more. Then we thought, why don't we organize a bowling tournament for the Toastmasters? That's history now. This year, this event was organized for the third time by division. This was basically for networking and bonding. But do you know what was the main element which actually worked for this? It's a PR exercise. So when you are organizing an event, the first part of it is the PR exercise. If you have a good PR team, a public relation team, as my friend Sajita said a few minutes back, you have a lot of crowd. Most of the Toastmasters club did not know what a bowling is. And imagine we had 17 teams in Bahrain which took part in bowling. There are guys who held the bowling ball for the first time. But then the PR was so effective, a lot of people came to try it for the first time. And they enjoyed it, and now it's become an annual event and part of a calendar now. So you have PR as the most important part for having any event. Then let's look at the other angle, the marketing part of it. Last year, a small team of people wanted to organize a desert campfire, which gets very exciting during the month of November, December, January in Bahrain. We all go to the desert, have a campfire, an evening which is fun-filled. This small group thought we can just get about 30 people, no more. So we ordered a tent for 60 people. Here we had a marketing team of young Toastmasters who devised a plan of getting to know as many people as possible that we have this meet. It's in the desert, we are going to have barbecue, we are going to have good fun, it's going to be an educational session. Then we have the 31st person saying he will come for the program. Then the 32nd person, like this, slowly we reach 50. But then we realize that the marketing was taking place. But then who will speak? It's going to be educational come fun. For that we need some speakers, some speeches, humorous speeches, blah blah blah, a lot of things, wellness, fitness, kind of stuff. Somebody needs to speak in this forum, right? Then only you can enjoy it. Now what happens? As we keep marketing, as we keep getting more people, initially we had just one speaker who was ready to speak because everybody was not ready to come. At the end of it, we had 6 speakers who were ready to give speeches. We had 3 people who were ready to give humorous speeches. There are 3 wellness experts who were ready to come. So ultimately, what was the point? The marketing was so beautiful that a lot of people joined the bandwagon. So you have a good event which needs to work out. You need to have a fantastic PR team which sells the concept. You need to have a beautiful marketing team which actually markets the event. And then ultimately we decided we need to work out the agenda. For any of the programs that we have, whether it's an area contest, a division contest, you go for a district contest, for Toastmasters, or whether it's a birthday party at home where you're going to call a lot of kids, you need to have an agenda. You cannot just have a crowd of people coming in and doing what they want. No. Somebody needs to have an agenda made. Timings, starting, ending, and what all will be there. So you need an educational team or a team which prepares an agenda. So now when we look at it, you have the PR team, you have the marketing team, you have somebody who makes an agenda, and then last year we thought of something still better. Why not we have a marathon race, a relay race? A relay race is something which everybody enjoys. Everybody would like to run. But who's going to organize this? Well, you still have some people. A group of Toastmasters decided that let's have the relay race. But then again, you cannot just call a bunch of guys and say, okay, we start here, we're going to end there. Can we do that? We cannot. So then you need a logistic team. Actually, being a part of that logistic team, I made sure I ran that 5 kilometers. The first thing I did in my life. You need to find out how much to run, where to stop, where you need to have water. And you built so much of infrastructure that we went ahead and told American Mission Hospital that we are having a race. In case somebody collapses, can you help us? It was just a lark. But then what happened? They gave us 2 ambulances for the marathon race. And now that has become an event. This year also we have planned for it. So you have bowling which is planned. You have a desert camp. Bowling is already over. We have a desert camp coming up. And now we also have planned for a marathon relay which is going to happen. This becomes a yearly event. What are the basic objectives that we achieve? Networking, bonding, Toastmasters knowing each other. And for relay we did something different this time. We had a walkathon. In a walkathon, we called everybody. And here again we had the same problem. We started with 30 people, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100, 120. We reached 134 people. And that was amazing. You do a beautiful PR, a great marketing effort, you make an agenda so there's no confusion. The logistics team which puts in its heart into doing something, and then the event becomes a part of our calendar, an annual calendar. In this, we still forget something what we call the sergeant at arms. But then do you really have a sergeant at arms at home when you have a party? Or when we have a wedding function? We don't call them sergeant at arms. But these are the people who actually regulate the crowd, make sure some rules are there, make sure things are available to people as and when they want. Once we have all this in place, those events become fantastic. And none of this event which I talked about, the bowling, the campfire, or the marathon, required a big meeting to start with. No, it's just 2 people who thought, like I said before, there was a small spark. And this spark ignited an event. Why don't we do it? But then what did we look at? We looked at a point that everybody comes together for the event. When we were talking about marathon, there are some people who said, no, we cannot run. We didn't tell them, no, you did not come. We said, okay, let's have a walkathon along with that. When we had a desert camp, there was a team of people who said, Toastmasters is going to be boring, we're just going to have a lot of speeches. We said, no, we'll have fun and games as well. So the educational team makes sure all this happens. So obviously when you have a birthday party at home, I'm taking the simplest form of it, you just don't call the kids. The parents come as well. So you don't have only the cakes and wafers and chips for the kids. You have cutlets, samosas and pizzas for the adults. Make sure you cater to the group of people that you call. This year we are planning something new for Toastmasters. This has got nothing to do with the marathon, nothing to do with the desert camp, and nothing to do with bowling, because these are all established. We are trying to work out something special. And this is going to be a water game, the rowing part of it. We are trying to work on that. It's just a small spark. Me and Brother Jahangir, where is he? I don't know. He is here. Me and Brother Jahangir, we're just talking about whether we can have the rowing part of it. Okay, I get the inspiration from the Filipino club team, that is the dragon boat race people. So in case we work, it's only so, but it's going to be there. Right? Now, what are the pitfalls that happen whenever you organize? Make sure if you initiated the whole thing, you are not the chairman. Please find another person who is going to be the chairman for the program. He has to look after everything. Because if you are the initiator, you will not have time to worry about organizing the whole thing. Secondly, please get a team of dedicated people to do the job. The person who is handling the registration team, the educational team, the PR team, the marketing team, they should know their own job. Do not get your friends to do this job. No, it doesn't work. I have organized so many events. I make sure none of my friends are in the team. If they are there, I end up doing everything. So I keep my friendship aside. Please take people who merit joining the team. Those who know what the team is all about. Right? When you have those meetings, which are very, very important to organize any event, make sure all of them come for the meeting. Otherwise what happens is, these people don't attend the meeting and next day they come and suggest something which you already vetoed it. You said you don't want. There are some people who just create a confusion. There are some people who reinvent the whole wheel. Now what do I mean by reinventing the whole wheel? You have a lot of people who have a lot of experience here to organize an event. But when something is to be done, improved, those people are not consulted. You say, okay, let it be a learning experience. Don't reinvent the wheel. Somebody already knows how it can be solved. Let's have the event that way. All these events I'm talking about is for amateurs, not professional. So just to repeat, for a spark to be there, you need 2 or 3 like-minded people to get together, decide that this is what we're going to do. Make sure you have a beautiful PR. The PR flyers folder should be fantastic. To get as many people as possible to like the whole thing conceptually. Market it very nicely so that everybody knows that what's happening. Okay? Then you move on and have somebody make an agenda which makes sense. Everything is taken care. The logistics team, which takes the order, food, juices, how it operates, you have to have a total walkthrough. How you going to start, how you going to end. If you don't walk through the whole thing, it will not work. Right? All in all, an event would be very nice. On the final say, for this event, before I leave the stage, this event we came across, AIM told me that we need to organize an event like this. How about it? We were starting to discuss the topics that I should be speaking about. And what is the end? There was a very small spark. I get my letter, and then we have this group of people here for the event. Right? I presume some idea you have of how to organize an event. Master of Ceremonies.